Is this the first of many in Leeds then?
We hope so. I mean, let's get Sunday through. I mean, we're very, very excited to deliver it this year. It's, as I said, an iconic location. I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to race in Leeds. It's going to be a challenging day. It's going to be a long day for some. We'll hopefully see lots of smiles on Sunday.
Oh, it's a lot of work, that, isn't it? I am exhausted just listening to it. Let's talk to someone who knows all about the exhaustion, but also about the real hard work and dedication that goes into this. Lucy Hurn is the UK's first mental health and exercise triathlon coach. She's getting ready for what will be her 5th Ironman challenge this Sunday. Good morning, Lucy.
Good morning.
Hello there. Now, I'm looking at you on my screen. I'm looking at you and you seem very lovely, very normal, but obviously you're mad. Obviously you're a mad person.
Yep, I wouldn't disagree on that.
This is so impressive. 5th Ironman. Tell me about it. When did this start?
I started doing triathlon back in 2012 and literally just kind of challenging myself. I'd had a really bad year with my mental health and I wanted to do something to kind of pull myself out of that hole. Did my local triathlon, had to learn how I could swim, but had to learn how to swim properly. Did my local triathlon, which was just a sprint triathlon in a pool and stuff. And then went from there. I got involved with my local club. That was back down in London. Loved being part of that community, that inspiration, and saw what I could do, and then just wanted to kind of carry on seeing what I could do, challenging myself to take on new challenges, to the point that I then changed job, became a triathlon coach to support other people, because I just saw the sort of life-changing potential of exercise. Probably taking it a little bit too far with doing the Ironman now. Not everybody needs to take it that far, but yeah, that was my passion, to help people see the potential of exercise to bring about change in their life.
Yeah, what a wonderful thing to get that in your own life, feel those benefits, and then help other people find those benefits as well. And it works. Listen, I've spent a lot of my life, Lucy, being like, that sounds fake. Exercise cannot make you happy. And it's true, it really does.
It really does. It's such a powerful thing, especially when you do it with other people. There's so much research. When you get out into nature, that helps you. When you're doing it with other people, that helps mental health. But just movement, it can often feel the hardest thing when we are feeling in that hole and, struggling with mental health. It can feel the hardest thing to take that first step. But take that first step and, look at me as an example. That first step was just joining my local club, learning how to swim front crawl. And from that, for some reason, I'm now going to be doing rather too much exercise all day on Sunday this weekend.
Talk to me about the Ironman then, because, we talk so often on this show about all sorts of things, whether it's marathons, whether it's bike rides, whether it's swims. This is a beast of its own, really. An Ironman really is the pinnacle, isn't it, in terms of this sort of endurance?
It used to be the pinnacle. I think these days people always want to push themselves further and further. So now you get, extreme triathlons, extreme Ironman. But yeah, this is, especially the course at Leeds. The course at Leeds is a really challenging course. I've done 4 Ironman previously, and this is definitely going to be the hardest, just because of the hilliness of the course it's going out on. Often you'll get a hilly bike course, but you don't get a hilly run as well, whereas the streets around here are not flat. So it's going to be a challenging day out, but Yorkshire's got such a proud tradition of supporting things like the Tour de Yorkshire and everything. So hopefully we're competing with the final of the Tour de France and obviously the women's final in the football. So, but hopefully people are going to come out and cheer us on, and it will be an amazing day for everybody.
No, you know what? I think you're right about Leeds. We're so good like that. I'm so proud of this city, and I'm so proud of so many places across West Yorkshire, because when we know that there's a thing like this going on, we will come out in our droves. We will not let you do this alone. Honestly, the streets will be lined. I just know it.
I've done all of the Leeds triathlons and they've all been amazing with having so much support out there. That was one of the main reasons that I was, inspired to come on and do the Ironman. I had retired from Ironman after doing my last one and said never again. But then when they announced Leeds, and it's just, such an amazing city. And I was like, right, I want to be part of that.
I'm so glad. Talk to me through, because, you're a mental health and exercise triathlon coach. Talk to me about the mental side of doing something like this, because I imagine that's like somehow even more work to be, to mentally endure what you're putting your body through.
It is. I mean, for doing an Ironman, you definitely have to have done the physical training. You've got to be able to get through it. And I know it's not a swim and a bike and a run. It is a swim followed by a bike, followed by a run. So that marathon run that you do at the end, you're doing after doing that 180K on the bike. So it's almost like doing a double marathon. So I'm not saying that you don't need the physical fitness, you really do. But I would say what makes the difference on race day, and what I work with my clients on, anybody doing any distance, is that mental side. It's so easy for your mind to start going down that path and going, I can't do it, I can't do it. And I'd say, to anybody who's competing on Sunday, if your mind starts going down there, just be ready to challenge that thought. We get stuck into this very black and white thinking of I can do it or I can't do it. And maybe we're not going to do it in the time that we quite wanted to do it, or maybe it's going to be harder than we thought it will be. I'm pretty sure it will be. But, we can do it, but we need to be our own cheerleader. We need to be that voice in our head, along with all the crowds at the side of the road. We need to be the one saying, I can do it, I can do it. And that's for somebody doing their first Couch to 5K through to Ironman or whatever. If you can work with yourself to get the best out of yourself, you're going to enjoy it so much more and, just get so much more out of it.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. Like I say, exercise is one of those things for me that I want to do it and I want to do it consistently. But as soon as I will talk myself out of it. I'll know that I feel good at the end of going for a run. I'll know that I'll feel good after I go to the gym. But I'm very good at being like, oh, but you don't have to go today, Rima, because you've been really good on the diet and do you know what I mean? I think it's once you change your mindset a little bit and it's like, this is a part of my life, things do really open up, don't they?
It is. And people always say to me, oh, you've got so much willpower to do that. The secret isn't willpower. Willpower runs out. The secret is building habits and knowing what I'm going to do. The night before I go to bed, I know what session I'm planning to do. So I've got rid of all that decision making. If you're going out for a run in the morning and you're like, oh, shall I wear this? Shall I wear that? Shall I listen to this? Shall I listen to that? Or whatever. Obviously, they'll be listening to you. But making sure that you've done all that decision making before and it just turns into a, right, I'm going out and doing it. And that the hardest step to take is that step over the front doorstep. Once you're out, like you say, you realize you actually enjoy it, but we can talk ourselves out of it so much. So I always just say, give it the first 10 minutes. Just promise yourself, unless you're feeling really ill or something, give it that first 10 minutes, get out there, get started. And 9 times out of 10, once you get started, you're going to realize that you are enjoying it. And if you don't, then maybe that is the day that you need to take that rest. We need to listen to our bodies and not do it when we're just beating ourselves up to do something and feeling guilty if we don't do it. But most of the times, once we get started, we enjoy it and we see the benefits that it's bringing us.
Great advice for anyone running the Ironman, but great advice just for the mere mortals among us that are just trying to do some consistent exercise through the week, anything through the week. Listen, you're going to be amazing. I can tell, Lucy, you've got this. You don't need me to tell you. You're prepared. I can see it in your eyes. For anyone who maybe they've been on their own health journey, maybe they've ran a few marathons, maybe they like to do a bit of swimming, but they've never thought of doing an Ironman. I know it's a bit late now to apply for this one, but for next year, what would you say? Because you said you can't believe you're doing another one after doing so many, but for someone doing their first, would you encourage them? Is it something that you'd recommend?
I would encourage anybody to take on a challenge that they want to take on. Especially women, we do so much time talking ourselves out of stuff, telling ourselves that we can't do stuff. So yeah, if you want to do it, absolutely go for it. But I would say, particularly in the context of an Ironman, don't underestimate. A lot of people come to me as a triathlon coach and go, I've signed up for this race and how can I get there? And they're focused on the race, and the race is important, but the race is, in the case of Ironman Leeds, one very, very long day, but it's just a day. You need to think, have I got the time to build in that training to get there? Because if you don't train, you're going to be miserable on race day. So you need to think, have I got the time? And it's going to depend on what that challenge is. And, there's lots of other challenges before you get to an Ironman. I would definitely say do a triathlon first to check that you enjoy it, that you're comfortable with the open water swim, maybe do a half Ironman. Some people will go in a year from 0 to Ironman. So, that is possible. But I would say check that you're happy with it. There's a lot of cost involved buying, the kit that you need. So you don't want to spend all that money if it's not it's not cheap. I mean, the entry to the race is definitely not cheap, but there's a lot of kit that goes alongside it. Even things, just paying to get into your local pool to do swimming each week or whatever. But yeah, absolutely take on that challenge. But remember, you're signing up for the training, not just the race. I think too many people get excited about the race and think, I want to do the race, but make sure you've got the time in your life to put in that training as well, and get a training plan, because it's so much easier when you've got a training plan to help guide you to get from where you are to where you need to get to.
She's organised. Lucy Hurn, thank you very much for being with us this morning. I would say good luck, but I honestly don't think you need it, Lucy.
I think
you're
I
going to
do.
be great. No, you're going to be
Thank you.
fantastic. The wonderful Lucy Hurn there, not only giving us some like realistic tips in terms of training, not just for the Ironmanners, for the like I say, for the people like me who are just trying to go out on a 10-minute run once a day, that's all, which is really good, because so much of it is mental as well. So much is what you tell yourself in your mind. Absolutely fascinating. Have you taken anything from that? Are you going to be there this weekend at the Ironman in Leeds? Text me 81333 and you can WhatsApp me 08000 321 333.